Welcome to the Industry Edge podcast, where we dive into strategies and insights from leaders shaping the world's hardest working industries. If you're passionate about making a big impact in B2B, you're in the right place. Now let's get started.
Hi, my name is Danielle Neely, your host of the Industry Edge podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by K&C Marketing. K&C is a full-service marketing agency that helps B2B companies grow their brand and increase sales. To learn more about K&C's brand development, website design, social media, and other marketing services, visit kncmarketingagency.com. Now, today's topic is something that is talked about a lot, but not enough, in my opinion. In our world, it's super common. Mission, vision, and values, super important. But the topic is, don't just hang your core values, actually live them. So if you just went, ooh, that's me. Like, I got a bunch of posters on my wall. I have the mission, vision, core values, but it's just sitting in a file on your computer somewhere, and you've never done anything with them. Keep listening to this episode because there's some good stuff in here for you. So values are more than just posters. They're more than just HR talking points or something that you created and just put away and just went to die, essentially. If your core values are not being lived out every single day by you, your team, then they're pretty much worthless. So here are actually some 4 ways that you can live out your core values within your organization. So the first thing is it starts with hiring, right? So if your core values are really, really who you are and how your team works and the value system that you feel like your team needs to operate under, then you should be talking about those values and hiring for those values as part of your hiring process. So they shouldn't just be living on your website or in a corporate binder. They should absolutely shape the way that you're hiring. So if you weave your values into job descriptions or interview questions, you attract the people that are aligned with your business and share those similar values. You don't want people that don't have the same type of ethics as you do, right? Everyone has different styles of working, different skills, different viewpoints. We're not talking about that. But if you hire somebody that is absolutely not the right fit or fits your values, they're likely not going to do a good job for your company, and they're likely not going to stay with your company, right? So, example of this, maybe your core value is integrity or do the right thing, right? So don't just say it. When you're hiring somebody, weave it into the interview question, right? So tell me about a time when you owned a mistake at work and what you did to make it right. And then that is going to be very telling. The way that they answer, that's going to be so telling versus anything that they have on a resume, to be able to, for you to understand if they are truly the right fit for your company. Not only the role, right? Like the hard skills of the role, but are they going to make a good fit within your team and within your company culture? So hiring, weaving that into your hiring process. So the other way that you can live out your core values, reward with them. When you see people on your team that are making a big impact and actually living out these value systems that you've installed into your team, and you see it, you should be rewarding them, right? Often and publicly. So you just shout it from the rooftops, right? It's not just giving out Starbucks gift cards or, just doing something that talks about yada, yada, yada. Being intentional and very specific about what a team member did, how they lived out that core value, and shouting it from the rooftops and rewarding them is absolutely a game changer way to actually live out your core values and make them stick and make people excited about them. So some ideas of this could be, spotlight somebody every month, send out an email newsletter that includes what the person did, and what they earned and what you gave them for living that out. And at the end, and then people will that will gain traction, that momentum. People will start to see, oh my gosh, I'm doing things like that too. And so it just spirals into a really good snowball effect of people doing great and living out your core values. I mean, bonus is tied to your core values. That's absolutely an obvious one that you can do. Something that's tied to their money is going to drive really great results as well. And then just having everybody super excited, like, hey, have your management team say, hey, Jack, I saw that he did this, like he stopped on the side of the road and helped so and so do this. We need to shout him out and just pump him up. Have the team get involved in it as well. So that's the second thing. The third thing, talk about them often. I think this is one that is so easy to do, like very easy, but also very hard at the same time. You have to keep it in the forefront of your mind all the time. If they're sitting in a binder or if they're sitting on your wall on a poster, but you're not talking about them often, that is not going to do anything. So values that are getting woven into your team meetings, into stories, into decision making, that is what's going to change culture. That is what's going to grow and get people excited about where they work. Keep that morale super high. It could be, this week so and so helped so and so with this. That's a great example of our core value, lead with excellent service or service to others, whatever that is, of whatever your core value is, just talking about it casually as well is great. Repetition builds, that reputation. And the more that you talk about your values, the more it's going to become a part of your brand and a part of who you are, right? The other part, last but not least, and I think people can do great with part of this, but make them visual, make them experiential. So the signage, the posters, I've said, those are great. That's a piece of the pie. It's not everything, but it's super important. The real power in all of your core values is how you can show up and how that people can see them and experience them every single day. So how are you bringing your values to life for your team? Beyond, your break room wall or beyond the office wall. How are you doing that? Are you doing anything at all? Take Toyota Material Handling Mid-South, for example. So we helped them, define their mission and vision and their values along with their leaders and some of their key team members years ago. And out of that meeting, we launched something that was called their BOLD campaign. So BOLD stands for Bettering Our Lives Daily. So this is an initiative that has lived on for years and years. So it's an internal brand campaign that's absolutely been game changer for them. So it led to really, really powerful cultural moves like free healthcare for their employees. Their president and their leaders made it a part of his mission to be able to offer free healthcare for all of their workers, and they tucked it underneath this BOLD campaign. They also did something that's called Bold Days. That is something that their VP of operations, Ken Huffman, I actually have an episode with him on this, about something that he came up with that he tucked underneath the Bold campaign or the Bold initiative. It's called Bold Days. It's 4-day work weeks for technicians, right? So this took a lot of work and a lot of effort, and it had to have a lot of buy-in from their leaders, but they made 4-day work weeks happen for their technicians. So now all of their technicians operate where they work 4 days and then they have another day off, and that's their Bold Day. And it's become this amazing thing that all of their technicians love. Like, hey, on my Bold Day off, I was able to go do my honey-do list for my wife. I was able to go fishing with my kids. I was able to do XYZ, and it's become something absolutely powerful and amazing that's affected their life at home and at work. So that was also tucked underneath the BOLD campaign. Access to a corporate chaplain. This is something that their leaders wanted to offer for their employees, and now they actually offer it for their customers, but free access to a corporate chaplain if you need to talk to somebody. So all of these things that they are bettering the lives of their people daily, they tuck underneath this BOLD campaign, and it's created an amazing results for them. Higher retention, stronger morale, a major edge in recruiting, right? Because now people are seeing, oh my gosh, when they're looking at hiring somebody goes to their website and sees all of these amazing things that make them special. That's going to attract top tier talent that is aligned with your core values. So if this is something that is interesting to you, or if you felt like, dang, a lot of this resonated, or there's some things that you could work on, drop some comments on this social post, or if you need help with any of these things, we can absolutely help you, but live them out. Don't let them just sit in a binder to die. We absolutely believe in mission, vision, and core values, but they have to absolutely be something that you as a leader and your management team live out. It can't just be something that's on a wall. So your customers and your people, everybody can actually feel the difference. So to wrap it up, my name is Danielle Neely, host of the Industry Edge podcast, and thank you for listening today.
Thanks for tuning in to the Industry Edge podcast. If you like what you heard on today's episode, we'd love it if you'd leave us a review or click subscribe so you'll get updates about future episodes. We'll see you again soon.